What's going on, everybody? This is part 10. I am now on my way to court to I don't know, try my best to fight for my rights. If you watched the previous parts, you would know why I'm going there. Well, for those who want to skip ahead, in New Jersey, no matter if you're approved or denied by your chief of police, or in case you don't have a town police department, the state police, whether they approve you or deny you your carry permit, you still have to go to in front of a judge at a hearing, and he's going to review all the documents that the police had, and you get to spit your case to try to change his mind, or if you were approved, keep his mind in that direction. Honestly, the last 2 days I really couldn't sleep that much, because I really don't know what to expect with this guy. Heard plenty of negative stories about other judges in other counties, but what I heard of this judge in this county is that he does lean toward the Second Amendment. If you can give him more than just a generalized fear of your justifiable need, you might have a shot. So, I mean, I have a reason. I think, as well as some people that are privileged to some information, they all believe, and I believe, that any parent would also believe that my reason is definitely justifiable. Now, we all know New Jersey's definition of justifiable need does not actually meet the definition of justifiable need. Justifiable is used in a couple locations within the firearms code, and in two different locations it has a completely different meaning. If you go by the law books of definition of what justifiable and what need means, New Jersey would issue permits at a different rate. But they don't. They made up their own definition of what justifiable need means. They shouldn't be able to do that. Plus, they refer to two specifically cases from Jersey, and where they came up with rules, but realistically, those cases are a lot older, and the Supreme Court case in Heller and the Supreme Court case in McDonald basically throw them rulings out. They overturn them. So if you're denied based on one of those rules, you're being denied unjustly. But this is New Jersey. I don't think you should have to, unless you were unjustly put on like a list in the NICS where it says you can't, because you're a criminal and you're really not. Other than that, you shouldn't have to go to a court and beg for your rights. I don't think there's, me personally, I don't know, but I'm pretty sure there's no other right that you have to ask permission to do or to exercise. I don't have to go to court and get permission to do this video. I don't have to go to court to practice a religion. I don't have to go to court to ask permission to write an article in a newspaper. So there's, I don't have to go to court. Well, I guess in some areas you do, but for the most part, I mean, you can petition your government. There's just, you don't have to go to court to ask if you can use the Fifth Amendment. It's just weird to me. As a veteran, I honestly, when it breaks down, what did I go and serve for was I thought I needed to. The reason behind it was I kind of thought, it was a duty to say, to serve something higher than just yourself, and to help protect our rights and our freedoms here that most people take for granted. And some of that is to protect our Constitution, not only from foreign enemies, but domestic as well as the government. I don't really know what I served for if part of what I serve to protect I don't get to use. I'm lost for words, really. I just want to say that right now, me personally, I'm trying to keep the glass half full, and going into this, I think I'm 50-50. So it is what it is. Hopefully this judge uses common sense. And so many people on the left love to pull at heartstrings, right? When something bad happens or whatever, they want to say, oh, well, the children or this person or that person. So hopefully he's a father and he can understand and use common sense. As well as a judge, he should know what cases are ruling cases or not, standing cases. A case law that is the controlling case. You can't use a lower court's ruling to justify something when a higher court has already ruled that that's bad. So hopefully he understands that. I laid a couple things out in my rebuttal letter, and we'll go from there. I was told I can't have my phone in there, so if I can sneak it in or whatever, I'll get some clips inside there. If not, stay tuned for the second half of this video. I will merge them together, so there's not two videos. So until then, peace. What's going on, everybody? This is the second half of part 10. I'm freezing, it's cold. Just got back into my car. I wish I had better news. However, I was denied. But some things came out of it. One, the judge was really cool about it. He totally agreed with my reason, but wanted to say that my reason wasn't specific enough, or because of the person that gives me the reason hasn't done anything since he's been out of prison, that I have a vague threat. It's only a vague threat. Not a serious threat, just a vague one. Also, I got a chance to, I guess, cross question my chief. He did look confused because certain things that he had stated when he was being asked questions by the prosecutor that's standing in there for the state, that he answered it one way, and then when I had a chance to ask him questions, he wasn't too sure, and he even had the lawyer had to object to one of my questions. He didn't want the cop to answer his question. To me, that will show, if he would have answered that would have showed a bias. I'm sure of it. Because I believe, no matter what, he might have personal views that dictate his professional view. And I laid that out. Then his professional view was that he didn't care if citizens carried. He said it. He did say, with reason, I mean, but how can you sit there with the argument that I had, which fills the specific threat, the serious threat, or previous attack that would demonstrate a special danger to one's life? I met all three. They really couldn't say I didn't, other than that it was only a vague threat. Both the prosecutor and the judge both state that if the law was worded differently, they will not have an objection. They both understood why I was even applying. The judge even said to me that I should appeal, that maybe a three judge panel may see different. I don't know. I kind of expected it to go this way, but nevertheless, I'm still pissed off because his wording was, though I agree with you, I understand, you make a good argument, all this stuff. He wants to go, but I'm bound by the law. Well, if you were bound by the law, then why didn't you give me my permit? Because I met what it says I need. So, unfortunately, he didn't give me a second chance to talk after the prosecutor, which he did other people. Because I would have shot it down again. But I really didn't get a chance to speak. I think I took too much of their time. But anyway, what really needs to happen is I need $250 for an appeal, and I need a fucking lawyer. That's really what it comes down to. And I might have the $250. I gotta come up with 45 days, but I don't have money for a lawyer. And if any lawyer out there that's, past the bar in New Jersey wants to help, I'm open. Shoot me a comment. It's frustrating right now. As you can see, I'm a little bit lost for words. Mainly, it's not because of my personal belief on the situation, that if you're just a law-abiding citizen and you want to carry, I think you do have the right to do so. But on top of that, I still met what New Jersey asked for. So not only did I not get my constitutional rights that I served my country to protect, so I don't get my constitutional rights because they're my rights already. I went and I showed them the information that they needed, and I still didn't get it. It's frustrating, man. I even had a witness letter, and apparently, first, the chief and the prosecutor, okay, didn't even mention that I had a letter from a witness. They didn't even mention it. I brought it up in cross-examination, and then he admitted, yes, that I did submit a letter, and yes, the letter did corroborated what I said in my letter. So when they first stated that they didn't have any evidence to corroborate it, excuse me, man, I can't say that word, so whatever. They lied. How come, that they can get away with that? Lied and said they had no corroborating evidence. But yet I submitted a witness letter that was notarized, and they don't even bring that up. I had to bring it up. So that's frustrating. When the judge basically was like, I want to give it to you, but you don't meet the Pacific threat part of the code. But the way it's worded, it says serious threat, comma, to me it would be and or a pause. Specific threats, or previous attacks that demonstrate a special danger to one's life. So he completely ignored two of the other parts of the code. It said this, or this. Well, I have or this. It's also a serious threat. I proved it. I can't fathom that they want to throw out there, I'm bound by the law. I want to give it to you, but I'm bound by the law. But then don't follow the law. If they truly followed it, then I should have walked out of there with my permit today. But I'm going to appeal. That's where I'm going to be left at. I have 45 days. Hopefully, everything works. But very frustrating. But I kind of had a feeling I was going to be denied, but maybe I would have. They would give me a better reason than what I got. So, because they didn't give me a good enough reason or a justifiable need to deny me, it actually is making me pissed off even more. But typically, as you can see, my demeanor is all right. I'm not mad at them personally or anything like that. I don't agree with them. So I'm going to appeal. and see what happens. And that's pretty much as far as I can go, because the next level is way out of my ability to pay for. But we'll see what happens, and till next time, peace.